Hello and welcome. You're watching DD India and we are in Mauritius right now for the historic state visit of Prime Minister Narendra Modi to the island country. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is making a state visit for 2 days and he will be the chief guest for the National Day of Mauritius as well. And to speak more about the Indo-Mauritian relations and this special visit by Prime Minister Modi, we have a very special guest with us. We have the Foreign Affairs Minister of Mauritius, Mr. Dhananjay Ramful. Sir, thank you so much for speaking with us. So this is the second time Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be the chief guest for the National Day of Mauritius. In 10 years, this is his second visit. How significant do you think this visit is going to be as far as the relations between the two countries are concerned?
Well, first of all, it's a great honor for us to have PM Modi a second time visiting the country on a day which is very important for us. We mark the National Day on the 12th of March. And also the 12th of March is an important date for the Indians as well. It marks the Salt March of Gandhiji. So, this relation dates back to very long ago, 1948, the year when we first established our diplomatic relationships with India. And since then, there have been various exchanges, trade agreements, and this relationship has increased and has strengthened for years. So now we are hoping that this special relationship, unique and special relationship between the two countries, will move to a new height. We are talking more about India and Mauritius being two strategic partners, looking at the geopolitical situation in the region.
Sir, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, as soon as he came to the office of Prime Minister of India, his first when it comes to foreign policies, his first focus was neighborhood first. Mauritius has a place in his neighborhood first policy as well as his vision for the global south. So how significant do you think these policies by Prime Minister Narendra Modi have been in strengthening the relations between the two countries?
See, the global south, we have our own problems, problems like climate change, Mauritius being a SIDS country, small island development country. We have various issues with regards to climate. We have our own vulnerabilities, right? So the Global South is a platform which I think gives an opportunity for those vulnerable countries to express their grievances. And I think this was a very laudable initiative from PM Modi during the G20 summit, to have invited Mauritius as a special guest to participate in the G20 summit. And also, more importantly, this very important démarche by PM Modi for having done the needful for the African Union to be a member of the G20. So these are initiatives of a great world leader, right, to try and be a prominent leader for the global south.
Well, absolutely. So do you think that when it comes to the larger geopolitical realities of the world, or the bigger, let's say, organizations like the United Nations, or when you talk about the P5s or the permanent members of the United Nations, when it comes to the Security Council, the concerns, the issues, the challenges that are faced by especially the global south or countries such as Mauritius, countries who are island nations, who are very sensitive to the climate change that is happening, they have often been ignored, and the countries like India and Mauritius and other countries of global south have to come closer together and work more assertively to make their voice heard, which has been ignored for a very long time.
I do agree. You're very right to say that the global south has been neglected for several years. And this is where I think India has an important role to play. We, Mauritius, have always supported India to be a permanent member of the UN Security Council. I think Mauritius and India are also members of different organizations in the region. the Indian Ocean Rim Association, for example.
Absolutely.
We are also a member of the Colombo Security Conclave. Now, all these organizations are important for both Mauritius and India to cooperate on several issues. And more importantly, nowadays, you mentioned the geopolitical situation. The Indian Ocean is becoming a crucial feature of the world. Everybody's talking about security in the Indian Ocean, maritime security, for example. And this is where those two partners, India and Mauritius, can collaborate together and make sure that the Indian Ocean is a free, open, and secure place.
So, climate change is a very sensitive topic when it comes to island countries, as you have rightly mentioned as well. There have been those countries who have been the largest emitters of carbon footprint when it comes to CO2 as far as per capita emission is concerned. However, there have been countries, same countries have been asking the developing world to do more and to do more to battle the climate change, whereas they themselves have been resisting any kind of changes. So what is your opinion on that, and how especially island nations like Mauritius have these concerns that their own existence is being challenged by the kind of extreme weather events that are happening around the world, be it wildfires or droughts that are happening, then extreme rainfalls that are happening. So how concerned is Mauritius as far as these issues are concerned? Because even India has been raising these issues at a very a vocal manner.
It's very unfortunate that the COP29, it was unfortunately not a success. And we also take note of India's position during the COP29, asking for developed countries to do more in terms of combating climate issues, right? And the problem that we are facing, Mauritius being a small island, we are the first one to be affected by climate change, rising sea level, etc. And this is where there is more need for countries like Mauritius to have the possibility of accessing to climate finance, and this is where we are facing some difficulties, right?
So let's move to trade. Trade is quite an important aspect of bilateral relations between the two countries, but also in the last few years, we have seen that the global realities have been changing very rapidly, from unipolar world to now multipolar world. The world is changing quite fast. So when it comes to trade, how do you think Mauritius and India can safeguard their interest with rapid political changes that are happening in the West, that is also impacting the entire world, along with the security aspect of it, which is also threatening the trade, the free trade that should be one of the core bases of economics around the world?
See, we've signed the SECPA, the Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement. I personally think that we should give more meaning to that trade partnership. There are imbalances with regards to trades between the two countries, and we have a lot of opportunities, right? You see, Mauritius is an African country. We are part of various organizations, the SADC, the COMESA,
right,
etc. And you have an African continent which is rising in terms of trade, economic development, etc. We are talking about 1.3 billion of consumers. Now, that would be a great opportunity for Indian investors.
Absolutely.
To use Mauritius as a gateway to invest into Africa. What do investors look for? A stable country, where there is stable government, where there is respect for rules of law, human rights, international rules. So we have everything here in Mauritius, right? So I think we have to sit down and try to see how we can develop different sectors where Indian investors can come and invest through Mauritius into Africa.
So let's talk about the Indian Ocean region. India is a residential power. Mauritius is also in the Indian Ocean region, and both the countries are facing similar kind of challenges when it comes to security or free trade. So what do you think are the key challenges that are faced by both the countries when it comes to trade and free movement?
You see, both countries share the Indian Ocean, right? Mauritius is moving, our objective is moving from a small island, right, to an ocean state.
Right.
We have 2.3 million kilometers square of our exclusive economic zone that can be exploited, right? We are trying to make the most of our blue economy. So there's a lot of opportunities, right, in terms of investment in the blue economy, right? Talking about fishing, etc., minerals, fishing, and all. But there is the other aspect as well. You mentioned it, maritime security, right? This part of the Indian Ocean is a very important trade route from the Asian countries to the European countries, right? And it is important that we make sure that this trade route is open and is secured, right? This is where, for example, the Sagar initiative, initiated by PM Modi, right, would be of importance, right? So in that respect, we are signing an MOU with, when the PM Modi will be here, there's an MOU which will be signed, which concerns sharing of information with regards to commercial boats that use this sea route, right? So there's going to be sharing of information between Mauritius and India, and that will help, I think, to make that region more secure.
My last question would be, sir, what are your expectations from this visit by Prime Minister Narendra Modi? What are the areas of engagement that can be exploited? What are the areas that are still have the potential that can be exploited by both the countries when it comes to strengthening the relations?
Well, the visit of PM Modi, you see, we have been traditional partners. We have had cultural exchanges, economic trade agreements. Now our objective is to move to a new level, right? We are talking about India and Mauritius being strategic partners, right? So maybe we have to look into that direction. And this is why we think that India can help Mauritius in various fields, various sectors, right? We are having a lot of, at least 8 MOUs that are going to be signed during the Prime Minister Modi's visit on capacity building, on training of government servants, on health. There is going to be a line of credit to Mauritius in regards to replacement of the pipelines, water pipelines. So there is a lot that India is offering to Mauritius, right? But there are other sectors as well. India has a very big pharmaceutical sector.
Absolutely.
Right? So probably this is a sector which still needs to be exploited, right? More. So we'll see. There is going to be the visit of a joint committee under the SECPA agreement, which will be coming to Mauritius, and probably we might take that opportunity and try to explore other sectors of development.
Right. Thank you so much, sir. And thank you so much for speaking with us. So that was the Foreign Minister of Mauritius, Mr. Dhananjay Ramful, speaking with us on all the aspects of Indo-Mauritian relations. And while both the countries share very close cultural and traditional relations, there is always more room to strengthen the relations further. With camera person Ajit and Mahesh Sharma, Akshay Dongre, DD India.